Yes, I am a few seconds behind, so I'll speed
Yeah,
myself back up.
it's the work with the boss function. It happens all the time. LeBlanc now picking up the Tear of the Goddess and selling the cloth armor. I was about to mention that, but cloth armor probably only used for the early stages of the game, giving a little bit more defense. And something to note, we're looking at Wukong without boots.
Yeah, I mean, and this is something that's become a lot more popular, especially on, you know, more mobile champions. I mean, Wukong's certainly someone that has quite a nice skill set in terms of mobility, actually, with both Decoy and the Nimbus Strike there, giving him both kind of a dash in and, in a sense, a dash out as well with the invisibility. So, you know, he's pretty slippery. I mean, all the base move speeds obviously got increased, and we're seeing a lot of boots being delayed. He won't, like, you know, not buy them ever, for an example, because, you know, they're quite good, and the tier 3 boots can be quite nifty as well, shall we say. But I certainly, this is not something that surprises me too, but especially in a short lane like mid. I'm actually surprised that, does Ocelot have boots? I think he does. I guess the magic pen's quite good and it's very cost effective, but for someone like Wukong, he's in the mid lane here, he's not really going to get, he's not in any trouble really. He's going to be able to get up most of the time, so he's pretty happy. It looks like Blue Buff's going to go over here to Ocelot.
Yeah, the advantage that LeBlanc has with those boots, it's only 1100 gold, it gives her even more mobility, and LeBlanc wants to start roaming, she wants to start picking off people. And Wukong was trying to keep LeBlanc in the middle, and as a result doesn't need that much boots. He wasn't going to gank or anything, whereas LeBlanc is way more reliant on that. And they're now passing a ward, so we can assume that they have spotted Kill. And Kill needs to watch out here. I don't know if they can win this.
No, maybe not. Kale coming in, damage coming out, but there's an image from Kale. Great ult as well. There's a cyclone comes in from Tabs. Ocelot will flash out of the way though. And the two-shot barrage is going to be close. No, not quite. Saw it there, coming over the map. Apologies guys, people are raging about portraits. I'll change them now. I didn't realize. I actually had them aligned and I swapped them with oh, I'll be clever. And I think I just screwed myself there with that one. So let me fix them up real quick. Oh, that is correct now. Alright, there we go. Awesome. Cheers guys. But yes, nice attempt there, but no dice on either side actually. No one actually got any kills there from that, so... You know, still kind of bounced on a knife edge here. I mean, SK, a couple of kills ahead, but look at the gold difference. Barely anything. 200 gold with 3 kills up is probably pretty nice if you're Millenium.
Yeah, it's basically all about the creep kills. Look at the difference in the jungle. Kale with 50, 40-ish on Lee Sin. In the top lane, a 10 gold, 10 creep deficit, but in the mid lane and the bot lane, it's even bigger. I'm quite surprised here about
It's
the gold.
in the hole! Nope, mana barrier. Denied there down the bottom lane. Blitzcrank gonna easily shake that one off. Although, there's a nice attempt there from Candy Panda. Grab more than a little wide. And looks like action happening everywhere. Mid lane we had some sparks, but Listen, I think just trying to say hello. Riven already backed up from top as well, and I think top tower's going to go down here. Yeah, Chaos just like, where's this Riven character? I want to gank her. And they're like, yeah, I've left. You guys can have the tower. Chaos slow's actually really good against Riven in the mid lane. Looks like Tab's taking quite a bit of damage. Ocelot, I think he all-in there for the burst. Did he have Ignite? He must not have. No, used it there as well. So Wukong, yeah, gets out of that one pretty happily. That Hex Trigger probably came in handy there, as it did go off. But as a result, SK do get themselves a dragon. And it's going to be very clean. There we are. Dragon cleaned up for them. So, going to put them back just a little bit further ahead in the gold. Not by much, though. It's actually about 500 to 600 gold in the lead for them at the moment, which is not very much. Again, given that there's actually 3 kills ahead. Although that one tower is bouncing out just a little bit there from Millenium. So, more or less even. I have to say, by the way, I do like Ocelot's choice of skin here. Very festive. So, I'm glad he's at least embracing the spirit of Christmas. But he is in trouble. He does not want to embrace the spirit of death. And Agony's Embrace will do just that. Gets out of the way though. Nice distortion there. LeBlanc, also a very slippery champion. So they've got nice mobility here with Lee Sin and LeBlanc. But we'll see. Again, I don't think SK want to be team fighting 5v5. So I think they're going to have to make it a little bit better here in this mid game. Because they haven't quite found a way to punch through, it seems like.
And this is kind of the issue that SK has at this point. They want to get that early game. They have LeBlanc, who will eventually fall off in the late game, whereas Evelyn will always remain potent.
Oh man, nice grab there. Kevin could be in trouble. There's the Winston. Nope, never mind. Already dead. And Wukong go invulnerable under the tower. Spinning it. Oh, Ocelot, beautiful snipe there. Exactly what SK needed there in that situation for the trade. And again, LeBlanc's burst, never underestimated. It will kill you no matter where you are. Really, really nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, nice. I mean, the ult just wore off and Ocelot's like, alright, it's gone. I'm going in. Just destruction. Nice grab again there. Oh man, instant death there. Anguish again with the burst there, and Blitz helping out as well with that ultimate. So nice pair of kills there. 2 for 1 there trading in the mid, and looks like they may even get mid tower here as well.
And this is what Millenium wants. They want to get to the late game. They want to start killing stuff. They want to go out of the lane phase into the teamfight phase so they can work as 5, since SK, they are based on picking off a champion. We have seen that before. It does work to an extent, but if you get to the point where the opposing team's AoE attacks, the teamfight capabilities are stronger, the pick off a target combination is just not going to work. Also note that Kale has opted to go for a Stinger, which can go either into Zephyr or the Nexus Tooth, and I'm not entirely sure which one it's going to be right now.
Well, we're going to have a gank instead before we get anywhere near that. Looks like Kevin is trying to all-in Anguish here with the Wind Slash, but I'm So Fresh has appeared. There's the Q. I think it's called Reckoning, and here comes the E as well. All the damage coming in there. Poor Riven will maybe just be able to get out. Yes, with the broken wings, it will be alright. And they're going to try and chase her down, but no, it doesn't quite get in there. And looks like somebody else is getting chased down. It's Ocelot who gets silenced up there, but again, so much damage being dealt here to Blitzcrank. He does grab very nice there, but Ocelot flashes out of the way. Wukong does smell blood here. He wants it. In fact, oh, great distortion there from Ocelot to get out of the way. Not that Nif's really here to do anything, unfortunately. Oh no, the follow-up's coming in. There's the chains again. Ocelot kiting back and forth. The Signal of Silence procs there as well to prevent Wukong from potentially gap closing there onto LeBlanc. And a really nice kiting there from Ocelot. Again, clearly has all of LeBlanc's little subtleties down pat and has been doing some nice little things here, but it's not going to be enough unless they do it, you know, maybe 10 more times. They really have to make sure they keep it going here. And Ocelot just got his blue stolen, so he's going to be pretty mad.
Yeah, he doesn't like his blue being stolen. I believe it went to kill, or yeah, it went to kill. There's actually a disconnect, so I'm assuming there's going to be a pause. Yep. There we go.
And I'll make sure to check my lifetime when they come back this time around. But I was going to ask you actually. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's take a look at the items. At least I would like to go over them. Caitlyn rushing a Bloodthirster. We see that on almost every AD carry nowadays, except Ezreal, of course. But well, Ezreal's a case on his own. If we're looking at Wukong, just finished his Brutalizer and a little set of boots, so he's going to be, well, a bit more effective in the team fights. Other than that, I don't see anything special, anything out of the ordinary.
I'm kind of interested in Tear the Goddess on LeBlanc, honestly. That's something I don't know about. Like, it seems fine. I just wonder what he's going to build it into, because Seraph's Embrace is okay on LeBlanc potentially, though I'd maybe be excited to see Muramana, because it does proc up single target spells. That could be spicy. But
yeah, and it is so amazing, especially LeBlanc. She will be using all those abilities all the time. It's going to stack pretty fast. Muramana, I believe it will deal about 200 damage per hit if you're at max mana.
Yes,
that's huge.
I believe it gets increased by, actually, maybe not. I have to check the tooltip for Mimic. Let me check this actually. No, never mind. Damn, it doesn't increase all damage, just increase the abilities damage. So scratch that. But yes, it does proc a lot on a lot of her abilities, so it seems like Muramana is going to be the option. Not something I thought of, to be honest. Looked a little out of place, but I thought about it a little bit more, and I was like, oh, well, actually, that's kind of cool. So excited to see that coming out. Haunty Guys, of course, up for her as well. So going to be using. Very much happy to have that magic penetration, as most, especially burst-heavy AP carries are. And we've got a Haunting Eyes up as well for Evelyn. And I believe Leandri's Torment's probably pretty close to being finished here. If I recall correctly, it does build out of Haunting Eyes plus Blasting Wand? Or is it Amp Tomb? Can't remember the Leandri's Torment recipe. I'm sure you can help me out here.
Leandri's Torment builds out of out of the Amplifying Dome.
Okay.
So it's probably going to be the Realized Crystal Scepter we saw last game, or it can be the Rabadon's Death Cap. I was about to say Rabadaba Ding Dongs, but
that would be a sweet item. Maybe maybe for April Fools we'll get that one. Here, Rabadaba Ding Dongs.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, rather
credit where it's due. So I'm going to say it. Thank you, Neff, for telling me this nice. I believe it was Neff. Sorry, I'm getting a bit nervous here. So
it's okay.
My apologies for that. Basically, I'm well, assuming it's going to be something like a Rabadon's Death Cap, and we'll see the Realize once more like we saw in last game.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the last game as well. The Andres Tournament plus Rylai's combo is very nice with Evelyn, so we'll probably see that down the track, but I think you're right about the Rylai's there on Evelyn. Would make sense to me. In terms of that Stinger, I think we are going to see Zephyr from Kayle. She does have Berserker Greaves, obviously wants some AD, wants some attack speed, so all the abilities combine nicely, and she can do tons of damage, because that's how Kayle rolls. But Zephyr, you know, it's nice, the tenacity is good, and it's a good attack speed item, and Kayle's scales pretty well off attack speed, so I'm guessing we'll probably see that. Do like the Madred's Razors, just staying as the Razors, they're very cost-effective jungle item. In fact, Kayle may even sell it, because honestly, Wriggle's Land not all that interesting on her. Other than that, we mentioned Hex Drinker on Wukong, and I think we're kind of done for items. We've got a Ruby Sightstone actually on Nunu with a Philo, and we've got Philo plus Ruby Crystal, so no Sightstone yet for Blitz, but I'm sure it's not long off. He's in fact got plenty of wards in his inventory there as well. You can see the 1 Vision Ward plus the 3 green Sight Wards, and someone is disconnected. I'm sure they'll come back soon, but shouldn't be too long before they come back. Hopefully the problem is not super incredibly bad. And Ezreal, by the way, is building Trinity Force, and there's Tabs right on cue there to come back.
Alright, so the game will resume in just a second. CS-wise, Evelyn beating Riven pretty hard, Wukong beating LeBlanc. The only one winning on SK is actually Caitlyn.
Yeah, I mean, no real surprises. Candy Panda's quite good at AD, very good mechanics. Reckless, no, it's not Reckless, sorry. My brain is, again, a little bit off in our other games. Kraton, though, has been playing very well. So, it's fairly even there. I think the only real big advantage, as you mentioned, is that top lane there. It looks like Evelyn is quite far ahead of Riven in terms of CS. And 3-3-1 as well, nice score. In fact, we can tab over to the gold real quick. We can see it's currently, yeah, about 1,000 gold, 1,100 gold up for Evelyn right now. Other than that, there's a few hundred gold between the junglers, with Kayle slightly up. There's actually 500 gold there for Ocelot up against Tabs. And where are we? Moving down, we can see that the AD carries is about actually 1,000 gold up for Caitlyn, so that's very nice for Candy Panda, currently sitting at 201 with a bit of extra CS in there as well. And the supports is, yeah, very, very even. So a pretty balanced game across the most part. No real big gold advantage. About 1,000 up for Caitlyn and about 1,000 up for Evelyn on their respective lane opponents. And we shall resume play, which is all good stuff. So back to the action, guys. You can see Kayle maneuvering herself back towards mid lane, and I am a second behind, so let me just speed that back up. Again, the pause problems there. Nif actually getting caught there by that slow from Kayle. Taking quite a bit of damage there from Ezreal, but Ocelot jumps straight on. Great intervention though from I'm So Fresh as well. And that grab sadly just hit a minion that curved his way in there. So poor Blitz can't seem to catch a break. He had 2 great grabs, but he's had a couple of funky ones, and that one was just a little bit unlucky for him. So couldn't quite hit there, but nice aggression, and again, great Kayle ult there from I'm So Fresh. That is basically what they made that Kayle pick for, and it worked out that time. LeBlanc was completely denied that kill.
Yeah, beautiful intervention right in the middle of that combination that Ocelot was trying to accomplish on Ezreal there. I like how I'm So Fresh is doing this game. He's actually at the right time, at the right place, doing what he has to do, saving his team and assisting in kills.
Yeah, and I have to say, you know, I've given Herkbot a lot of praise, and he's been playing really well throughout the tournament, but he has just not had the impact that I'm So Fresh has had. I think I have to agree with you there. It looks like in the top lane, though, maybe having a little bit more of an impact. Ambush does flash out of the way there, and that was really cute. That was Agony's Abrasion, and then flash away there. So you get the shield, get the other slow, of course, and then you're already well and truly close the distance. Looks like Nifka being more than a spot of bother here. Actually, activates Absolute Zero there in the bush, but Blitzcrank cancels it, and that's about all that happens in there. So, bit of aggression, but Nif gets low, but is not quite close to dead. He's still got quite a bit of health left, and Lee Sin should be able to pretty comfortably get out of it. Yep, there we are. There's a jump over to Kevin, playing Riven, so... Ooh. It's a little bit too deep for Anguish.
In a terrible position.
Not where he wanted to be. There's the Q landing there as well. Tempest plus Cripple followed up. Great kick back there as well. And Ocelot gets himself yet another kill. And that's the man there trying to snowball. They're not doing too bad a job, RSK. He's currently 3-0-2, but they're going to need a little bit more. And Millenium are really putting the pressure on here. They're not, they're not turtling it up. They're not letting SK just kind of choke themselves on late game, as it were, just be like, well, we'll eventually outscale you, so we'll just try and outfarm you. They're actually, being proactive here. They've got a lot of turrets down, actually, more than SK, currently sitting at 2-1 in the turret score. And, they're staying active on the map. They're not just being like, the standard, I hate to be this guy, but, the CLG late game strat where they just turtle for 40 minutes and then win. That's not what's happening here. That's not really what Millennium's comp does, to be fair. Oh man, nice grab onto Ocelot. Whoa, I think he was thinking about breakfast. Or whatever time, maybe dinner, because
wow.
Yeah, he was completely just standing there. Got himself killed. Didn't even seem like he wanted to move there. Maybe he disconnected. Maybe he was really hungry, but he is now dead. And it's a bit of killing spree gold there going off as well, so not particularly exciting for him. And I'm So Fresh gets a dragon as well. So I believe that is that the first or second dragon of the game? My memory escapes me on that one, but...
It's a second dragon due to the fact it just respawned, they were right on time. And this is what Millenium wants, they want to start the team fights. With Anguish getting caught out, basically that is what SK wants. They want to catch single-target people like we have discussed before. We will see, and like you said before, also what you said about CLG-AU versus what Millenium is doing. Millenium is going for the objectives. They want to force SK to come as a team and fight them.
Yeah, and that's
SK doesn't want that, and this is the result.
Yeah, and that's a really smart way for them to play as well, because as you said, you force people to come to you when you force objectives. You can't just give up objectives. You can give up farm in places, you know. You can concede things every now and then, but you cannot concede every objective on the map because you will eventually lose. Of course, the Nexus being the ultimate objective. And everything counts, you know, your buffs, your red, blue, the dragon, the baron, and of course your towers, all adds up, especially in Global Gold. And as we've noted, SK cannot afford to get into a situation where they're getting team fought constantly. They really can't. The only way that they were ever going to win team fights is if they were already very far ahead, and that's not what's happened in this game. Kevin in the top lane, maybe able to take out Anguish here. Oh, juked into the brush. And one last hates back there, cleans up Riven. And that's got to make Kevin a little bit unhappy there. Evelyn, again, very sneaky champion. That W is all the speed you'll ever need. And Kevin there gets 1v1'd actually quite convincingly by Anguish up in the top lane. So things not looking all that great in this game for SK. I mean, they're not horribly far behind in gold, but as we've noted, just the way the comp stack up, it feels like Millenium are going to have the much stronger, honestly at this point, mid game if they keep this up. And they wouldn't have to get to late game. At 25-30 minutes, they'll be golden.
Yeah, true. All these kills going the way of SK. Well, most of the kills rather. It's only 8-6 right now, but basically they have the objective power. And now with Wukong getting that Black Cleaver, with Kill getting the Zephyr, with Evelyn actually building, wow, Abyssal Scepter. I didn't see that one coming, but it works with the spell penetration. We might see an engage here, but basically their mid game items are now completed. They can start fighting.
Yeah, and Ezreal's actually pushing... Oh, he's farming the wave. Never mind. He's on the other side. But yeah, Kraten's a little bit far off, so I don't think Millenium really want to go for this engage. I mean, obviously if they get a Blitz hook, they go in there. And that's kind of one of the awkward things about this comp, actually. SK would probably love to have Blitz on their side. Absolutely would love it. Because that would exemplify what their team is trying to do. As it is, if Blitzcrank actually does hook somebody and they get caught out of position, like what happened to Ocelot at Dragon, or what happened kind of near that mid push as well, about 10 minutes ago, that's really detrimental to the way SK's comp wants to work. So everything that Millenium have picked here seems to do really well. I mean, we already know just how smart the KO pick was against LeBlanc. It's really, really good here. And right now, Millenium just playing smart, playing intelligently, objectively, and again, Ocelot comes in there for the burst, but that's LeBlanc's burst down for maybe 20 seconds. And they can go in there, you can see Millenium be like, alright, we'll fight a great Agony's Embrace from Anguish. There's the hook from Blitz out there as well. Absolute Zero coming up, but that's not going to be probably enough. Everybody in Millenium quite low though, as the low health guys back away. Anguish coming in there as well. Creaton trying to pick them up, but there's the long range Caitlyn doing quite a bit of damage. Ezreal trying to turn it around there. Candy Panda though, easy 90 caliber net out of the way, and that's 2 for 0 though for Millenium. I mean, props to SK for fighting it out quite convincingly there, but 2 very quick kills is not what SK wanted. And again, they cannot afford to get themselves caught in team fights like that. So things not looking good, despite the gold advantage not being amazingly severe. Just the way the scaling works and the comps work out. Again, SK have problems, and I don't know how they're going to remedy them. Maybe some really aggressive Oracle clearing in the enemy jungle, and maybe hope to bait somebody. But they're not even up on towers this game. That's really, really bad when you're playing a comp like this.
Yeah, the comp is definitely not made for seizing. It's not made for split pushing. It's made for picking someone off and following up with the team fight. That's their composition. It just doesn't work. They try to pick someone off. They lack the damage at this point. Even though it's LeBlanc, even though she has that amazing single target damage, and there's a grab onto Ocelot, but yeah, it's just...
Oh, Anguish is going in. Hate spikes come up, but Ocelot's burst is quite good. It's going to be close here in this fight. He does find the right one. There's Ace in the hole coming up, but that's not enough damage to clean up. Evelyn, oh, there it is, the Lee Sin. Janitor Lee Sin arrives for cleanup. Nice Ace in the hole there from Candy Panda. Ocelot will go down there, but a 1-for-1 trade there in the end as Evelyn trades off for LeBlanc. So not too bad, but that was very, very aggressive from Evelyn. Don't think she had her ultimate, unfortunately. Yeah, it's on cooldown currently. I kind of eventually had it there for that little fight, but clearly wanted to kill Ocelot there. As Lee Sin just does a little bit of harass there. Ooh, Tabs actually goes really deep here. Wants to be quite aggressive. True Chop Raj will miss as Lee Sin flashes out of the way. And there's a Q coming out from Lee Sin. Maybe mainly to deter them, I think, but he's going to get out safely. And again, preserve his double buffs, which he's very happy about.
Yeah, the issue was here that Anguish, well, they were ahead, and Anguish had a lot of gold on his head. He got shut down, he just gave a lot of gold to Hirkbot, and Ocelot was already at the point where he started to be less valuable. So, I wouldn't have... Flashing forward, it might be a bit overzealous at this point, but I think that the guys from Millenium know we are in command at this point. They are actually now also ahead in gold.
Yeah, and they seem to be playing very competently here. I mean, again, I think they've been ahead for a couple of minutes now, but it's not a huge gold lead. Again, I think I've probably stated this a few times already in this particular game, but 3,000 gold, not all that much, especially around 25 minutes. But it's just the way momentum works in this game. There's just been no real way for SK to get their comp off the ground, and I think if they do end up losing this game, I wonder what they're going to do, kind of coming into the rest of the series with, of course, being in a must-win situation for the next 2 games, because they're not looking great here. If they do lose, I'm not saying they will, because this game's very far off from being over at this point, despite, you know, the reasonable position that Millenium have. I wonder what they're going to do, because they only seem to have played this style of comp. I mean, LeBlanc might be a little bit too, you know, early game. I mean, Castaner has a quite decent late game in my opinion, so he's, you know, a little bit more of a balanced, shall we say, assassin, but I don't know what SK are going to do. Maybe they've got more tricks in their bag, who knows. But,
yeah, as you can see, the guys from Millenium just waiting for the Wukong ultimate to be off cooldown. It now came off cooldown, so this will be their engage point.
Anguish comes in with Agnes Embrace around the back. There's True Chop Raj in there as well. Good KO out there as well to continue Anguish going in the initiation. And there's the Cyclone up for the Nimbus Strike. So great initiation here from Millenium. Now that's got to chase the stragglers down. Nif getting chased down there by Creation does go down. Lee Sin goes down as well. They're falling to Wukong, and now Ocelot getting chased down. Big hook, no, not quite. And not in range after the Mystic Shot either. I think Ocelot's going to be safe here. Looks like Blitz is looking for the hook. No, not quite. Not even a max range. But they'll take it. Millenium clean up 3 kills there for 0. And we'll see what else they can get off this as well. So yeah, looking good here for Millenium.
Most likely a turret. And if they push hard, they are with 5. I think that at this point SK is going to lose an inhibitor. And if they do, and with the other champions not responding in the next 10 seconds, they're in a terrible position. They need to rush Baron right after, or they won't have a chance.
Well, that inhibitor does stay up, which is good news for SK, but Millenium intelligently don't overcommit there. That possibly would have been a moment where SK really had a window back, but at this point, I mean, as soon as the first inhibitor goes down, I think it's not, I'd say almost impossible for SK to win. Again, just the way these things stack up is just not working out. Ooh, ace in the hole. Anguish takes a little bit of damage. It's mainly just to annoy him, because he's not going to be able to recall for a few more seconds, obviously. Getting that cancelled off there by the ultimate. Everybody else gone back there on Millenium. Yeah, on Millenium. Looks like SK can pick up the third dragon of the game. I believe their first of the game. I think the first 2 did go to Millenium, if I recall correctly. But that one goes to SK, so they're happy for a little bit of extra gold. But we see everybody on Millenium has gone back except for Evelyn, and some nice items picked up here. Warmog's up for Wukong already, BSO Trinity up for Israel, and looks like Needlessly Large Rod actually here for Evelyn, so potentially just building maybe Rabadons at this point, going for Burst, or maybe he's on his Hourglass as well. It's another common option, and Static Shield finished up for Kale as well, so even more on-hit damage there for I'm So Fresh, who's already doing quite a nice chunk of damage with a lot of his abilities. Kevin, with almost the rest of his team here coming up, 3-man gank in the top lane. We'll see what Ezra can do to get out of this one. He does. Arcane Shield forward. Ethereal Chains, will they land? Yes, they will. Nice skill shot there from Ocelot. And Ezreal, yeah. No real chance there for that one. So Ocelot again continuing to get kills. Oh, this is so smart from Millenium though. Immediately rushing down the mid to make sure nothing else can happen. They might even get this inhibitor here as well. Interesting to see that Evelyn's actually pushing towards the bottom lane, but looks like he is rotating to the mid now just in case. Probably just to get everybody out there, and that was a really nice move there from Millenium. Good kick away there actually, but no. Blitzcrank is going to flash over the wall there, and that'll basically ruin any chances SK had of getting any additional kills there. I mean, they are 4v5 right now, but Millenium have done the damage. They've delayed the death timer long enough that SK probably can't counter Baron, and they got a free inhibitor out of that essentially. So really nice response there. Really, really tight.
And this is the disadvantage of this team composition, because, well, if they are even able to push out right now, they are going to pick up 1 tower, maybe 2. Actually, Ethereal Chains landing, but it's not doing that much.
A noise K.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about if they can't push out anymore. They can't start roaming, trying to catch someone off guard. It's pretty much impossible.
Nice little ult there, but Nif just quickly cancels it for the slow. He actually has a flash anyway, though, because the rest of the team are coming. Flash Agony's a brace from Anguish. And the rest of Millenium, I think, just chasing down a few stray kills. Oh, the grab just whiffs there on Nunu, but he may die anyway here as Ezreal goes in. Anguish, in fact, chasing for the last kill. There's a max range Mystic Shot to pick it up. And Wukong, in the meantime, is down the bottom lane. Just being annoying. I mean, Millenium, they have complete control of the map at this point. They're going to go under Baron here. It's going to be very difficult for SK to stop them, if they even can. And I think we are going to probably see a game 2 coming up fairly soon here between these two teams. I mean, SK coming in for Baron. This is maybe their last chance here. Oh, they disengage. A great grab as well until Lee Sin. He does get away though with the safeguard. Ocelot throwing out the chains as well. In fact, Blitzcrank takes quite a bit of damage with a great intervention from Kale coming in. As Anguish picks up Ocelot there as well. Will go down though, however, to Riven, I believe. Yes, to Riven. But more kills coming out as well. Millenium just chasing people down. 3 for 1 there in that trade as well. Didn't get Baron, don't really need it. Wukong's still down the bottom, just doing whatever he wants. He actually got the other kill there that I missed, which was down the bottom, which I believe was on Riven, it must have been. Because I think both Lee and LeBlanc died in the exchange near Baron. And Millenium doing the smart thing, going back, bloodthirsting up for Ezreal, and they're just finishing more and more items. Evelyn already has the Rabadons. They're probably just going to rush themselves straight back to Baron with that Oracles. And again, SK just have to have the same bad decision. As you said, Link, they're forcing them to teamfight by playing objectively, and Baron is a huge objective on the map. I mean, if SK ignore it, they're going to lose, but if they go in teamfight, they're probably going to lose also. So, I don't think SK's got much left here. What is going on now? Nunu gets very low. Is he? What is Nif doing? He was almost good. I thought he almost was going to die to that 2-shot barrage. Don't know how he got quite so low. But he did. Probably taking a few Civ minions, I guess. And Ezreal, I guess, thought he would be pragmatic about it and tried to pick him off, but not going to be the case. However, we are going to have this Baron here from Millenium. Evelyn is not in position, so SK potentially could rush in 4v5, but they're either going to finish Baron or disengage intelligently, and yeah, SK, they're not going to be in time to get this, and there we are. Baron cleaned up for Millenium, and that's probably going to be the final nail in the coffin here for SK, I think. I think they're probably thinking about game 2 at this point.
Yeah, that's definitely in their minds. They're just dragging it out, it looks like. And they can't really fight back. Just like you said, they're in a lose-lose situation. If they go for Baron, they lose. If they don't go for Baron, they lose Baron. Anguish, well, dealing a lot of damage, but looks like... Are they engaging? Yes.
Yeah, they are going in down here. Blitzcrank looking for a grab. Oslo actually got quite low there at the start of that exchange. But Millenium don't really mind. They don't really need kills at this point. They're just happy to do some damage. Give them some space. Great grab there on the Riven there coming out as well. The Sansor, Kevin gets melted there. And in the back here as well, you can see Tabs go straight in there. Decoy not quite enough there and does get shut down by Lee Sin. Anguish taking a lot of damage as well. Ocelot will pick that one up. And looks like Hercbot is kind of low. Actually fighting Kale who goes invulnerable there with that ultimate. And no flash. No, does have flash. That gets over the top. Oh, created straight into a trap, but he still gets the double. Picking up Ocelot there. Candy Panda though does get the kill and an extra gold, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. There's still members left here from Millenium. A 4-for-3 trade is still in their favor, and they're going to still clean up some inhibitors.
And the more inhibitors they can take down, the lesser chance SK has to fight here. With Rocket Grab, well, they just have to run away.
Oh, Candy Panda.
Damage going
yeah,
down.
getting obliterated. Wow. I think they're going to still go. Oh, no. Flash stance, but no grab, because I think a creep was in the way. Oh, never mind. I'm so fresh, cleans it up. Sneaky Kale, and oh my goodness. I mean, this Kale has got most of the attack speed going on. Some AD thrown in there as well, but still does quite a bit of damage to structures and almost took out that Nexus turret.
Yeah, but also look at the Zephyr gives some attack damage. Where Righteous Fury also deals some additional attack damage, magic damage to the towers, and yeah, the attack speed is just amazing. It scales so well with everything that Kale does. Also, her passive, 15% armor and magic resistance reduction. If you stack it to the maximum, everything plays into her favor right now.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of can be said about Millenium's entire game this time around. I mean they have finally crept it up to 10,000 plus gold in the lead, very very key number. Currently when you're 10,000 gold ahead, you're feeling pretty good, and Millenium's got to be feeling really good here. You're gonna take out the dragon, not particularly necessary, but hey, you know what? Might as well get a bit of extra gold while you can. Everybody's going back to buy all. I say everybody, what I really mean is just Anguish. And Kale, it seems like. But you know, they got some money to spend, so why not? Might as well do some shopping. And there's only, what, this naked inhibitor in mid lane, and this inhibitor turret and the inhibitor down in bottom lane. Again, it's hard for SK to leave their base when there's one inhibitor down. There was two there for a brief second before the next one came up, and yeah, they're gonna have still problems. And I think we're gonna see Millenium either. Oh no, they don't even need to wait for the next Baron. They've still got about a quarter of the duration left, so they'll probably just, again, looks like Blitzcrank starting it here. They're just gonna push down bottom, and that'll probably be it from here. Again, SK's team just doesn't fight Millenium's team at this point. Like, they do some damage, but compared to the team fight here, when you're talking about 5v5, it's like night and day. They're completely different.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, and they're just going to have to let this. They have to